Kevin, they are filing into Target Field for Game 1 of this wild card series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins.
The time for improving is over. The time for proving has arrived. Because the future hangs by a thread.
It's gone!
The Blue Jays and the Twins are ready. 162 games have prepared them for this moment.
The Twins are the champions of the Central.
A moment with no before, only an after. Filled with promise or regret. That moment is here. Now is all they got.
Don't miss your shot.
Oh yeah, you could feel it. Big crowd filing in the Target Field for the wild card in the American League. The wild card Blue Jays against the Central Division champion Minnesota Twins. Game 1 of a best-of-3 here from Minneapolis. Hi everybody and welcome to baseball on ESPN. That guy had 696 home runs. That's Alex Rodriguez. I didn't have any. I'm Michael Kay. Hope you're going to sit back and enjoy this one. The Twins have a lot to play for, so do the Blue Jays, but the Twins have a little something hanging over their head. They've lost 18 straight games in the postseason. That's the longest streak in North American sports history. Number 2, the Blackhawks, tied for number 3, the Pistons and the Kings. But the bottom line is they've been hot in September, so they feel good about this. They also feel good about it, Alex, because they have a big postseason performer, Carlos Correa, on their team.
He's the right guy at the right spot, Michael, and when healthy, Carlos Correa is top 5 in the game. He had a very pedestrian season this year, battled through injuries, but he is poised to lead the way, breaking this 18-game streak, Michael, and leading this team back to another extension since 2002.
Now, obviously the Blue Jays also have a number 4, so I guess 4 is a wild here, and that number 4 is George Springer, a guy with great postseason experience, came over from the Astros as a free agent.
Another former Astros, world champion, World Series MVP, had a nice 2020 season. And speaking to Don Mattingly earlier, he said he's played really well as of late, and is poised to lead this team for another monster October.
Now, this is a great pitching matchup. Both teams are able to set up their best to go in this one. And obviously, for the Minnesota Twins, it's Pablo Lopez. You see the numbers, a lot of strikeouts, tied for the third most in the major leagues. And on the other side, for the Toronto Blue Jays, Kevin Gausman, he's been their ace. He has got filthy stuff. He also strikes out a lot of people as well. And both teams strike out offensively, so we'll see which ones make contact. It's the Blue Jays, it's the Twins. Lineups, first pitch, baseball, coming up next on ESPN. Now there's Target Field, one of the more beautiful venues in all of Major League Baseball in the great city of Minneapolis, and it's Game 1 of the American League wild card. Blue Jays and the Minnesota Twins. Crowd on its feet, they are ready to break this losing streak. Now let's go down to the field for the third member of our broadcast crew, that is Alden Gonzalez. Alden.
Hey, Michael, and look, that playoff losing streak gets talked about a lot around these parts. None of the Twins players have been around for most of that, but this team has seemed to sort of embrace that streak in its own way. We saw it with Cal Farmer, who during an on-field interview after they clinched the division promised that they would end the rut this year. And Michael, nobody embodies a sentiment like that better than their Game 1 starter, Pablo Lopez, who arrived to the ballpark today wearing the jersey of Johan Santana, his boyhood idol. Lopez said yesterday that even though the players haven't been around for that streak, quote, the fans have. And we're going to use that as motivation and fuel to give them something to celebrate in October. Just like anything else in life, Lopez said, nothing lasts forever. And guys, Lopez would want nothing more than to personally end that rut himself today.
Now, thank you, Alden. So let's talk about that a little bit, Alex. they're going to say it doesn't mean anything. We talked to Rocco Baldelli. A lot of guys don't even know about the streak in the room. But when you're asked about it constantly, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is that something that weighs on them, you think?
Absolutely, and Rocco's saying all the right things, as he should. But postseason, the light is magnified. More people are talking. Family, friends, fans, Twitter. Especially today, there's more information than ever is in their minds, Michael, regardless of what they say.
All right, so they are going to face a Blue Jay team that is rocking and rolling in this wild card game as well. We'll take a look at their starting lineup. George Springer, the man with so much playoff experience, he's in right field. Then Brandon Belt, the DH, who also has a lot of playoff experience. He'll bat second. Hitting third, first baseman Vlad Guerrero Jr. Bo Bichette, the shortstop, cleans up. Kevin Biggio at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching Alejandro Kirk. Kevin Kiermaier in center field is going to bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base, Matt Chapman. In the 7 and 8 spots, those two guys, obviously, great defenders, both platinum glove defenders, and then there's Dalton Varsho in left field, another great defender, and he is batting ninth. So Alden alluded to this earlier, and Lopez, who is so calm, cool, and collected, and really has a grip on everything, he walks into the ballpark wearing the uniform jersey of Johan Santana, who was the last pitcher at the Minnesota Twins actually won a game, and that was against your New York Yankees, and then you started the losing streak the next day in Game 2 of that postseason series.
Well, I still remember Game 1 where Johan absolutely dominated us in the Bronx, and it was fastballs and changeups, and tonight you'll see a lot of fastballs and changeups from Lopez, but he's also added a nice sweeper, Michael, which has been his dominant pitch this year.
Yeah, he's had an outstanding season. It's a great pitching matchup here in Game 1. So everybody involved is pumped up and ready for this. I know the crowd is as well. And we are getting closer to baseball here in Minneapolis. So Springer digs in. He's ready. Lopez is ready. The crowd is ready. Let's do it in Minneapolis. And the first pitch, fly ball, right field, down the line. Giving chase is Kepler, and the first baseman, Kirilloff, cannot make the play over the shoulder, so it's just a long strike.